Thank you very much. First of all, let me say that the report that maybe the media has taken on is posted on our website, and it is not one of the reasons why we issue the order, though we mentioned that at least
What a coincidence.
ECG. Oh no, it was hosted there, but because of the order, I think a lot of people showed interest in our website, and they were able to see it. It's been hosted there for over 2 months ago. So the PURC is enhancing transparency in terms of its regulatory work, because one weapon or tool as a regulator that you do is to be transparent with whatever that you do. And I think Ben has mentioned, though I disagree with him on some few issues, the PURC not acted at the right time, because the regulator mostly wouldn't come to public. All the communications that we do largely is on our website, so that people will know what is happening. I agree with him to the large extent, protecting the interests of the consumer and the service provider, that is the utilities. And the value chain, we have generator, we have transmitter, then we have the distributor. Unfortunately, the distributor takes the money in the value chain because he deals with the customers. So because he takes the money, we realized that there was no that continuous flow of revenue to all the others. And you know that people make their planning and projections based on whatever income comes to them. And some of them would have also made some commitment against their cash flow or the inflows that they are going to get. So in the wisdom of the sector, I think government had a directive that we should have this cash waterfall to accommodate that, so that when whatever comes in is equitably distributed, so that everybody will be able to plan, irrespective of how little it is. So that was the reason basis for this cash waterfall. So at a point, there were some challenges and complaints from various stakeholders. So it was resolved by the stakeholders within the industry that why don't we have an auditor to look at, first of all, the guidelines for the CW, then also to know where the current position is and where to move on. So that is how the PwC came into the picture. So the commission was tasked to lead the team to get consultant. And it wasn't only ECG that was audited, even NETCO was audited by Deloitte, which we also there. So I think if you read the report, you will see that the auditors even expressed challenge of the data
That's
that
right.
they couldn't get to.
And it's one of the recommendations eventually.
So that is one of the reasons why it is not concluded. So, but if you look at the other one, obviously they had concluded their work because there was some supply of data and they could work within the specified time. So that is just to. But what I would want to let us know is that if you go to the PURC Act, the functions, if you look at 3C, D, and E, is very, very important for people to know. And I'm happy that at least you have panel members who understand the industry that much. And in protecting the interests of the utilities, we have come up with rates, which is within the revenue requirement. They brought us their operation costs. They brought us all the needed revenue that we need, and it was approved. If you go through the distribution company's operational expenditure, which line are you going to charge fuel to? And like Ben has mentioned, so there are every line of expenditure that lines that we have within approval processes. So you have a revenue that is up for ECG. Where are you going to charge it? And misapplication of resources also distort whatever the financial planning of everybody. And these are the things that we want. So if you put whatever you have collected into the chain, Greco gets what they want, the IPPs get what they are. It is immediately you do that, you are distorting the thing, and somebody will be at a disadvantage or advantage. What I will want us to look at to know is that this is a serious matter. And as a regulator, before you see us issue an order, that means that we would have written to require this information, which has not come within the required period that we have requested it. I have said on several platforms that the regulator, we don't write open letters. We write letters with terminal times and dates. We want this information, depending on the agency of it, by this so and so date. So if you don't supply us the information, then looking at the agency of it, we have the option to move. This is not the first time we have issued orders, just that it has coincided with some of the challenges that Ghanaians are facing regarding it. It wouldn't have come up if we had all the data so that we'll be able to do the analysis and come out with our conclusions, find a remedy or solutions to whatever that we are having. That is why you would have seen that maybe we have moved to the level of an order. But if not, the PURC always have corresponded with the utilities, and we've been very, very proactive when it comes to monitoring the system. We know the challenges that have been there. We have gathered data, we have done analysis. We are just left with the last lap of that data, and that is why if it was not forthcoming, we have to now issue an order. If you say you have 630 transformers to which is not, which are overloaded, to which the regulator is not aware, how will the regulator be able to do analysis and do planning for it? And if you even have to replace them, is it in your, as a distribution company, was it part of the revenue requirement that was approved for the tariff control period? These are the relevant questions as a regulator we will do and we will ask when we are around the table. And that is why we require that we should be supplied with that information, the dual codes. We will do our verification. We have very capable men and women, and we have capable logistics and instruments to be able to check independently. And that is why we have asked for all these things. So we don't do our regulation, maybe yes, civil society, they do a lot of advocacy, but as a regulator, we are very confidential in whatever we do. So we have discussions with them. But if we don't get the information as required, obviously we move to the next level. And that is what we did by having the order. And the order is to make sure that please go by the cash waterfall. Please provide us the details when it comes to the overloaded transformers you have mentioned. You've also indicated at various platforms as ECG that you were asked to buy for. Give us the invoices. Give us all the contracts that governs the purchases of the fuel. These are simple matters that we have asked.
Okay.
Nothing to do indifference or impasse. We are a regulator, and Bernard has mentioned the act gives us the right to be able to.
And do you have any indication of a resolution as quickly as possible or any time?
Oh, it's not about resolution. They have to respond to it, and we'll do our analysis because the order we have given is not conclusive. Okay. We are yet to interrogate whatever facts that comes to us. We are not just demanding the data for demanding it. We are demanding it to go to an end, and we are sure and hoping that this matters will.
Thank you. Hold on for me and.